How can you add a B-roll or an image or a video on top of your podcast episode in Riverside and remove or hide the video of the host and the guest? This was a question in the Facebook group where Riverside users congregate, and I have a quick answer for you. This is a very quick tip for you. And the new Riverside editor, part of Riverside 2.0 launch from a week ago, has made this so easy. I don't know what kind of sorcery they did on this new editor. It is much faster, and it also has a lot of new functionality, and it makes this particular workflow very easy. Let me show you how it works. So I'm in here in this very short edit that I have in Riverside. This is the new editor, by the way. You can see how flexible it is. I can change all of these panels. And I would like to add a image or a video on top of my video and not have my video seen anymore, and just have this one without distorting it or without cropping it or making it full screen, because that was one of the requirements in that post on Facebook. So it may sound difficult to do, but watch this. If I go to the stock media, stock library, for example, and I pick an image here, I don't know, this guy just looking at some painting, whatever. If I click and add it, you will see it showing up on the timeline down here on top of the video. The problem is, you see, my video is still visible right there. And if I make this one full screen by just clicking on this area here to fill, that works because this image is a 16:9 sort of aspect ratio. But if I load some other type of image, for example, maybe the image is cropped like this, and it has a different aspect ratio, then I still see myself behind it. So how do I fix this? Well, if I click on my video and just delete it, it's going to disappear for the whole thing. So this is where scenes come in. If you haven't used scenes in Riverside, they're very easy to use. Let me just get rid of this image for a second, and I will show you. Creating a scene in Riverside now is so much more easy because you just need to decide where your scene needs to be. For example, you can go in the text and you say, okay, I would like to show that image beginning in this point and possibly ending right there. So you can make your selection, and you need to create a scene around that selection. Basically, at the beginning and the end, you need to add a scene boundary or a scene break. There are many ways to do a scene break in Riverside. The easiest way is, if you're doing it in the text, you just select your text like I did here, and you click Add. When you click Add, you have this little menu here. What do you want to add? Well, I would like to add a new scene. Now, you may want to add a stock media or a picture, but don't do that because we need the scene to be able to do the next step. So, creating a new scene right there, look at this, automatically adds a scene boundary. If you look in the bottom of the window here in the timeline, you see that now I have a scene break here and another one here. And my selection is still highlighted, so I know exactly where my scene begins and ends. I'm hoping that soon Riverside adds a feature to show you the scene breaks in the text itself, because that would make it much easier to see when a scene begins and ends. But ignoring that for a second, this is my resulting scene. Now, visually, nothing changed yet because my scene, enters here. If I move my playhead around, there's nothing changing. It's still my playing video right there. But inside of this scene now, let's suppose that this is where I want to put that image that I was talking about. So let's go back to the media library here on the stock, for example. You can also do your media and choose images that you have uploaded. For example, I may want to choose this picture here, my coaching advert. So if I click that image now, this advert, if I click it, it's going to add it inside of the scene I'm in. So here's what happens now. If I have that selection made already, and I click on an image, it's going to make that image expand to the selection. That's one way to add it. But let's say that I don't have the selection anymore. I'm just going to go inside the scene. The selection is gone. My scene still exists. You see, the boundary is right there. So let's add this image. Clicking on it will insert that image. And look at this. The image automatically expanded to fit that scene I defined earlier. So you see it right there. It begins and ends where these scene breaks are. So now the picture is on top. And if I move it around, you see my video is still behind. Let's get rid of the video first. So simply clicking on the video to select it, if you look in the timeline, you are confirming what you're doing. You notice that the scene is selected, which means if I delete this now, it's going to remove it only from that scene. And it's not really going to remove it. It's just going to hide it. You can bring it back at any time. So I select my video from behind and delete it. And now I will make this picture like maybe centered, or I could even expand it. If it's a different type of aspect ratio like this, for example, you can center it. You see the snapping lines, they help you position it. That's it. So watch this. If I move my playhead outside of the scene, I am on the screen. Inside of that scene, it's just the picture. And outside again on the next scene, there it is, my video again. So scenes are very powerful, and the new editor makes them so much more flexible now. You can hide and show stuff. You can position stuff differently depending on the scene. So if I go to the first scene, my video is full screen. But if I go to the third scene right here, I may decide, hey, you know what? I want to make my video smaller and maybe put it picture in picture in the bottom here. Maybe I want to put other stuff behind it and have it full screen, whatever. You notice that position is only remembered for the video in that scene. If I go back to the beginning, I am full screen again. Scene number 2, I'm not there because I hid my video. And then the third one, I'm in the corner again. But you can always click and go back to full screen. And in here, if you decided, hey, I changed my mind, I maybe want to show my video side by side with this picture, easy to bring that back in here. If you move the picture sideways like this, we can just click to deselect everything. And in the layout, we can say solo speaker. That brings my video back in. If you have a guest or a host, 2 people, you can say instead of the solo speaker, you can go layout and choose 1-on-1, which will bring the other person as well. But just now, I'm going to click on my video and resize it and make it fit like this. Maybe I want to make zoom in. No problem. Go to the double click on it to go into crop mode. And if you don't want to double click, by the way, you can click this little here crop icon, and then you can just zoom in like this. Position yourself like this in that frame. You notice the lines help you align stuff. Click done when you're ready. And here we go. I've got 2 of me on the screen. That's very nice and interesting. You can double click images as well and crop them and change the text or change the framing of that picture. When you're done, click done. And here we go. That's how you control elements on the screen. And the solution to the question in the post is this. Create a scene, delimit the segment you want the B-roll to show up on, put the B-roll in there, make sure it stretches to the boundaries, and then remove or hide the person behind if you need to. And another thing, if you have made a change and say, well, I changed my mind, I would like the scene to begin earlier, no problem. If you grab this little boundary and drag it, you will notice how it moves and makes that scene shorter. If you expand it, it goes the other way, and it won't expand the image because it doesn't assume you want the image to also fill now, but you can grab the image and grab the end of the image and just expand it like this, and you notice there is now snapping there as well. And the same thing happens on the left side. If you want that scene to begin later, grab the boundary here and just pull it like this, and the content moves with it. The speech and your video will not move. And if you go back here now, that video of me, which is full screen, is staying full screen for longer until we get to this scene boundary. So scenes are very powerful, and in the new Riverside editor, they are so much faster, more flexible. You can even save scene layouts, which is another thing. I may do another video of this because I've actually done videos on most of these features before, but they were for the old editor. So I'm now going to have to redo some of them with a new editor, which has much more options to play with. So I hope I answered the question. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions or are struggling with these, and I can make a video specifically for that. Happy to answer questions. And yeah, have you checked out the new Riverside editor? If not, give it a go, and you will see how fast it is. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.